But listen, they are completely extreme on these issues. Completely extreme. 25% increase in crime in our major cities since Joe Biden took office. In less time than it takes to have a baby, Donald Trump and his administration, along with the private sector, developed vaccines, 3 to go in the arm before he even left the White House. And in less time than it takes to have a baby, Biden and Harris pretty much ruined America, unraveled all those accomplishments. Remember, the art is to tell people what they can't see, not what they can. They don't know, perhaps, 42,000 jobs associated with the Keystone Pipeline. They don't know maybe 800,000 barrels a day in capacity. They certainly don't believe this is Putin's fault. But they may not know that piece of it. How did this happen? These things just happen. They don't just happen. They don't just happen. And Joe Biden's always yelling at everybody. What's got him so angry? He's, the 6 presidents between Jimmy Carter, we had 6 presidents between Jimmy Carter and Joe Biden. Each of those presidents, each of those men were able to give speeches that appealed to our better angels, that made us feel uplifted, even if you didn't like those presidents. They at least appealed to people, made us feel resolute and resilient. But you know what's different right now? We are Americans. We know we can overcome. We've overcome so much. Our country was founded on chaos and disagreement and a lack of religious freedom. But you know what? People aren't even saying we're resilient. I'm hopeful it can get better. They're actually saying it was better not that long ago. How do we get back to that? How do we get back to that? And I've got to tell you, it all goes through increasing the participation and passion of women in our party. It really is the best way. Guys, we love you. You're going to be there. We're going to keep you there. But we're going to get more guys if we get more women, too. I mean, let's just do a little bit of math. It may be chemistry. It's also biology. But we do that by bringing more people aboard. If they disagree with you on abortion and guns, they agree with you on the economy and energy. If they disagree with you about, if they say, I don't really care about foreign policy, I'm not going to pay attention to that, they care very much about border security, I promise you. They're thirsting for these messages. And voters, you can't tell voters what's important to them. They tell us what's important to them. And I've never seen such a clear-cut issue set, ever. We can have a monster fall and an unbelievably fabulous 2024. But a few things have to happen along the way. A big one is you have to stand up and push back on what I think is the entire Democratic Party's ethos right now, which is to say to each of us, don't believe what you see, believe what we say. That's basically what they're telling you. Don't believe what you see. This president and vice president, completely incapable to do those jobs, completely incapable. I wish they never, honestly, I wish he'd go back in the basement. I wish he would just stay in LA, I guess, because every time they go abroad, they embarrass us and they castigate us. They're yelling at Americans. I'm like, did you need to go to Poland to do that? You could do that right here. So nerve-wracking. But they want America to believe what they, the Democrats, say, not what we all see. And I'm telling you, people will always believe what they see. And I know it sounds tough sometimes, because look, I think that pro-lifers and pro-choicers will both be motivated this fall. I think the gun-grabbing activists and the pro-Second Amendment crowd will both be motivated this fall, no doubt. But we protest and pontificate as groups. We vote as individuals. And that's something you're not going to hear a lot of places. When you see people protesting on TV, they're all going to vote, they're protesting and pontificating as in a group. We vote as individuals. And we tend to be very self-interested when we vote, as well we should. And don't look at each other and just see what kind of voter we are. Oh, there's a 44-year-old woman. She's a pro-choice voter. She's an anti-gun voter. I don't know why we would say that, just by knowing her gender and her age. But guess what? She may live miles apart in the same congressional district. Congressman Byron Donald's district, yay. You can have 3 44-year-old women all living in the same general area. They're all different. One could be a first-time grandmother, You're saying, really? Well, my mom wanted to be a first-time grandmother at 44. But they might be a first-time grandmother. Her entire vista politically just changed. Whatever she cared about before, this is her main priority now. In everything she does, everything she says, everything she desires. The second 44-year-old woman is definitely who my mom was afraid I'd be, which is the never married, no children, hard-charging executive, six-figure income, postgraduate degree, goes to Europe 5 times a year, 3 on business, 2 on pleasure. Oh, she only cares about abortion. Stop insulting her. She's 44. She has figured out how to get pregnant or not get pregnant. Stop. She's a homeowner. Me, myself, and I are the only 3 people in charge of retirement security, she's saying. And I guarantee you, she's the smart niece and the smart daughter who everybody is at, the seniors are asking, can you help me with my paperwork? Can you figure out Medicare Part D? Can you tell me what my Social Security benefits are? Okay. She's 21 years early in being there herself, 65 years old, and all of a sudden she's an expert on these issues. If you only see her as the left sees her, as 44-year-old non-birthing person, you're not seeing her for who she is. She cares very much. And I guarantee you, that woman, I guarantee you, is spoiling the heck out of other people's kids. She's got nieces, nephews, godchildren. She's mentoring people. I promise you, she's helping people fill out paperwork for Social Security and paperwork for college admissions. And she's a 44-year-old, never married, single woman. Then the last 44-year-old woman, unheard of 25 years ago, but growing at a clip, she has a kid in kindergarten and the second one on the way. She has more in common with a 24-year-old woman who also has a kid in kindergarten than she does the other 2 44-year-old women. All 3 women I just described to you should be Republican. They should absolutely. And increasingly they are. If they're not, it's because they just can't get over that hurdle, the stereotypes, the lack of knowledge, I'm too busy for politics. The people who don't want to wear the reds and the blues 24/7, 365, that's our future. And you're saying, oh, 44-year-old having a baby. I had 2. They say there are no eggs left in your 40s. I'm like, there were 2 rolling around in there somewhere. Charlotte and Vanessa was 41. I'm like, am I gluten sensitive? No, just pregnant. But happens. Thrilled about it. That's America. And you know why? Because I, like you,